Guys, one of the greatest things that we do here at Blue Republic is we take people in from whatever part of life that they're struggling with, and we recreate them. So whether it's just taking off a little bit of the belly fat, whether it's just working on conditioning, strength matters, anything like that, we have a particular class structure that's built for you. So what we want to do is we want to offer you something that you can take home with you and it would benefit you while you're at your home. Okay, good. So we'll hold that. And then, guys, as you take this system that we're going to provide for you, I want you to take that and I want you to use as we give this system to you and you take that and you work with it at home, I want you to utilize this system, and then I want you to come in and I want you to see that this place, this space that we have in here is going to greatly expand everything that we have in that small little contained system.
Yes.
So let's talk about one of the differences that I see from a community member here, what we call the family member here, and then just somebody that's outside in one of their gyms. Outside in the gym, you walk in, you sit down on the bench, you do a couple curls, you walk around, stare at the equipment, maybe somebody's using your treadmill, you get a couple sets in and you start thinking about what you got to do later on at work, right? So all of a sudden that brain is deconnected, it's disconnected. All of a sudden the brain has absolutely no interaction to what the body's doing. It's a really, really horrible place to be. Now the difference here is that as you come in, you've got friends around you, you've got people that are scheduled to be in here with you. You've got an entire program that's built specifically to engage your brain and engage your body. With that engagement, we've got strength engagement, we've got metabolic conditioning, all these aspects that you can't find in a regular gym. We create the perfect atmosphere for it right here.
Steinman. What's the difference between training alone and training in a group?
So the difference between training alone and training in a group is everything. Let's say that you're in a marathon. You go outside by yourself, you run really early in the morning. It's great training. You can get a really good benefit out of that. Now what happens if you have a running group, right? Running groups are built specifically so they can create encouragement, support. They take the athlete and they raise the athlete to another level because you've got other athletes right next to you in the fight. So the whole idea of placing yourself in a community setting is that you've got other athletes, friends, coworkers that are working with you towards the same goal. And that same goal is going to be everybody gets fit.
Yes. Does working in a group push me further? You don't often, oh, that's good enough. That's good enough.
You know, one of the greatest things about working in a group is that the group mentality, you've heard about a mob mentality when people get in a big, large group, all of a sudden they lose themselves and they just do whatever the group is doing. We've got the same thing that happens here, but just in a really positive aspect. So the group mentality here is one of just raising each other up, supporting, and keeping each other accountable to the work that's going on in the classroom. If you're at home by yourself doing a couple sit-ups, all of a sudden you've got emails, you've got telephone calls, maybe the dog needs to be walked. All these things are what goes on in my mind when I'm at home. All of a sudden there's no focus whatsoever. You come in here, you've got people around you that you look next to you and you say, that guy's in the fight right now. I better be in the fight with him. That's the difference between working out in a group and then working out at home.
You don't want to let him win.
Yeah.
Her win. I gotta beat her.
All right. Another great aspect is this aspect that we all are familiar with. It's called competition. Competition is a really positive aspect that we can use here to create this really incredible fitness. Now, competition is one of those things where you can have the negative aspect where it's just something where you're comparing yourself to somebody else and you're constantly feeling frustrated because you can't live up to the excitement, you can't live up to the extraordinary power of somebody else. Or what we do is we can take the opposite effect of that. This is the positive aspect of that competition, of the competition. The positive aspect of competition is when you look at that other person, you say, I want to fight because they're fighting. I want to do what they do because I like to see them fighting. I want that same fight.
Yes.
I didn't see that very good, but
If they can do it, I can do it.
one of the best parts about competition is the positive aspect of competition that we can bring here at Blue Republic. If you're in the workout, if you're in the fight, You see somebody else fighting, you want to be in that same fight together. You guys are supporting each other. There's an accountability that's going on. There's a partnership that's going on. And the whole idea is that if you've got somebody in it with you, you're going to fight that much harder, because if they can do it, I'm going to do it.
Yes. How does the whole actual movements we do, full body movements, differ from just like ab workouts or lifting weights? Because it's a huge whole. Why are all these things so? Why do we move the way we do? How does that completely transform your whole body?
So here at Blue Republic CrossFit, we've got this definition of what we do in here. Constantly varied movements. Every single day you walk in, the movements are going to be different. You're never going to see the same thing on the whiteboard. It's all done at high intensity. High intensity is you come in, you see your constantly varied movements. All that stuff gets the heart rate going. It gets those beats per minute coming through the chest. Then all of a sudden your blood pressure is going crazy because you are making work happen. We've also got something called fully functional fitness. And the fully functional fitness definition means that what we're not doing is we're not doing what you do in the gym, where you're doing a couple curls, a couple sit-ups, right? We don't walk around going like this all day. What we do is we do wind up standing up straight and making sure that stomach is supporting the spine. That is the major reason why that stomach is there, is to keep us upright, right? Otherwise we'd be flopping over like a little wilted flower. The whole idea is that we want to combine those three elements, our fully functional fitness with our constantly varied movements and with our really high intensity stuff. Keeping all that together in one grand scheme makes sure that every time you walk into this facility, you are getting the best workout possible.
Really good.
That was kind of it. I'm sort of